I think women relate to what they see as my story. They often come up to me and ask me, how I did what I did. When I was in junior high school, I was totally entranced by the NASA program and wanted to go into space, and wrote off a letter, and NASA wrote back and said, sorry, we don't take women, which was the first time anybody had ever said to me in a really official way, besides, boys on the playground, sorry, you can't do something because you're a girl. Well, it reaffirmed my very fundamental sense of independence and my identity, that I was certainly no better but no worse than anybody else, that I had every right to seek my own identity, my future, and that I had to compete for it. There were many friends of mine, including a dear, dear friend of mine, Sarah Ehrman, who helped me pack up and drove me to Arkansas, who all along the way was saying, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're getting into? I had no way of predicting it. I didn't know. I couldn't have sat there and said, oh yes, I'm going to go to Arkansas and eventually I'm going to marry Bill Clinton and eventually he's going to become president. No, I did it because it felt right for me. I had also continued to work when I was the First Lady of Arkansas, and I had been my husband's partner on really significant policy efforts on education and healthcare and children's welfare and the like. So when Bill asked me if I would work on healthcare, something that I had worked on also to a lesser degree, I said, of course. Oh my goodness, it was just such a firestorm. And I really understood that to some extent, it was because there were different expectations about the first family of the nation. There were greater concerns about the influence that the First Lady might exercise on policy. What seemed to me to be a common sense statement of values and purpose, that human rights are women's rights and women's rights are human rights, has become a rallying cry. Making the empowerment of women, their political and economic, social empowerment, as an integral, essential part of American foreign policy is the right thing to do. I think it is the moral imperative of the 21st century. If the 19th century was about ending slavery and the 20th century was about ending totalitarianism, the 21st century is about ending the pervasive discrimination and degradation of women and fulfilling their full rights.